So I got an opportunity to go down to Jekyll Island, down in South Georgia, for Caffeine and Octane's on the Beach. It's basically like their Super Bowl of the event that they do in Atlanta every other Sunday with car builders, whether they're import, domestic, new, something that they're just working on. They do it themselves. I mean, it was just car enthusiasts, machine enthusiasts, motor enthusiasts. Again, it's called Caffeine and Octane, so it's guys that really like to get up and get it done, horsepower. It was amazing to see all the different variations of vehicles, and it's art, really. You think about the time, the effort that goes into it, and the money, but to get to see the finished product and the pride and joy that, you know, the owner has of just sitting there, got his machine set up, it's all polished. These guys get up at probably 5 a.m. in the morning for this event, and they're making sure there's not a speck of dust, a speck of sand, because we're out at the beach. Anything's on this machine, just so they could sit there for hours and just talk about it. It was really cool.
Thank you for calling High Priority Plumbing. This is Brittany. How can I help you?
With over 20 years in the industry, High Priority Plumbing has certified technicians that can take care of any of your residential or commercial plumbing needs. General plumbing installation and repairs, leak detection and repair, water heater maintenance, repair and replacement, water and sewer line repair and replacement. At High Priority Plumbing, our customers are our priority. Give us a call today at 770-860-8110.
Well, we had the brand new Vanderhall machines out there. We took 4 machines down there. We were invited by Brian Fuller and Ricky Gadsden, who put the event together. They're the host of Caffeine and Octane. And we had the Vanderhall machine down there to represent. It's a new 3-wheel autocycle, and it just came out, so no one's seen it yet. And we got to go down there and represent it. All right, we're out here at Caffeine and Octane on the Beach, Forged Invitational, and I've caught up with Jimmy from Boneyard Restoration and Customs. Jimmy, what do you got out here? Tell me a little bit. You guys brought a fleet out here.
We did. We brought about 7 cars this year. Starting off with a 71 Chevy pickup truck that we did a light restoration on, inside, underneath, outside, fresh paint job. We brought a 65 Corvette that we just brought basically to sell for a customer. And then behind me is a 1922 Buick Roadster with a 48 Buick drivetrain. Very, very nice car, very, very fun to drive. And then further on down the line is a 67 Camaro. We did a lot of paint work on, a lot of paint correction, things like that.
Tell me about you, man. How'd you get into this? I don't know how old you are, but you don't seem like you're much older than I am. Got a nice beard. You guys are local. How did you get into this?
I've been doing this my whole life. I'm actually 25 years old. I started my business when I was 19.
He's 25. I take it back. I said we're about the same age. I'm 36. So didn't mean to insult you, but so yeah. Tell me. You said you've been doing this your whole life. How?
My grandfather, my great-grandfather actually here locally was one of the largest junkyards, basically, is what he had. And so I grew up around and amongst all the old cars and really got into it. And then my grandfather was the same way, building cars, and my father, and then myself. It's all self-taught. I didn't go to school for any of this at all. It's just something that I wanted to do. And
you brought up the Buick. Now, this is what someone would call a rat rod, or?
Really and truly, we call this car a traditional hot rod, just simply because everything on this car is Buick, except for the Durant grill shell and the Model T steering wheel. Rat rods, the whole perception of a rat rod kind of went from, working with what you have and building a car out of what you have around your area, your house, or whatever you may find, swap meets, things like that, to a lot of guys now are just kind of throwing a bunch of crap together and things that are unsafe and stuff like that to drive. But yeah, I mean, the rat rod, traditional hot rod, whatever you want to call it, we're cool with it.
I've caught up with Sidra, who's also a school teacher, as well as my wife, which is awesome. She's here with me having a great time. Sidra, I do this show, Man Cave TV, and I'm walking by. I see this old Ford Model T that looks like it's an RV. What in the world am I looking at?
A Model T with an RV on the back of it. These were originally built in 1915-16 by a man who wanted to do this kind of thing. He actually did a patent on these and got them all, secure and stuff of that nature.
So it's a telescoping apartment, which would at that time been what someone was calling an RV. And so tell me a little bit more about it. Is it self-contained? Is it just got a bed?
Well, if you'd like to walk around here with me, we can show you that, on that. But on this end of it is the bed in the back. It actually fits on the back of the old Model T. They were, like I said, a man, DeBrettville in California, started building these then, and he didn't live very long. He lived about 3 years, so not many of them were made. So they were not that many around, around the United States. We happened to see it on TV, and they were doing a show on a man out in California that had been collecting for a long time trailers and RV equipment and stuff for around the turn of the century. We had the old T's and stuff, which was that period of time, and we thought, well, that'd be something different. It's not same old, same old. We like different things. And we also are the type that we will do our own work. So we already had restored the T. So then we went and started researching the camper that you see behind us.
What's the weirdest question that you guys get about something like this?
Where in the world did you get the idea to do this? And how did you do it? And all that kind of stuff. And then, but whatever. But one thing about computers and things is he was doing it when we started building the camper. We started a blog, or my husband did, and people from all over the world were following that blog. And we found things out, from Australia to New Zealand and, Europe and things of that. So it was and there are some in those places now that started from what they saw on our blog.
So some of the help that I took with me brought someone from our motorcycle shop. He was excited. He's young, 24-year-old guy. We call him Muscles because he's so built. He's excited, thinking we're going down there on vacation. All he hears is the word beach and resort, and he's just like, I know in his mind he had to have been thinking spring break, Panama City Beach. We get down there, and the word resort down there really means older clientele that's probably going to get up at 5 a.m., clean their car, and go sit at Hardee's and get a biscuit.
Allard Motorworks is the name of the company, and basically I brought the Allard G2X back to life as the Mark II. It's authenticated by the Allard Register and gives me the special serial numbers that continue from the end of production. I built 16 of the Mark IIs, and they're shipped around the world. And now I'm onto the Mark III, which now has a little few more amenities. It has a full windshield, a soft top, and you get airco and power steering and all those kind of amenities.
So Roger, your company makes these. You guys make them now. Are they made to order? Are they specially designed? They custom made, by the individual?
Well, the cars are only made to order. I don't build any inventory. It takes us about 4.5 to 5 months to actually build a car, depending on the options. But we're building them right now in Orange County, and we should be delivering our first Mark IIIs about 6 weeks from now.
How fast do they go?
Well,
How fast can they go?
Well, I've been beat up by a couple of my customers who are complaining because my speedometer only goes to 160 miles an hour. So, but frankly, I thought with the aerodynamics of the car, I thought my basic response was that you're nuts, because at a certain point the car starts lifting off the ground, But with the regular, right now, the motor I have in this one is a 350 fuel injected with Vortec heads. And with street tires, regular street tires, 225s, 16, I can pull a 4-second easy. And that's so, but anything over 400 is really bragging rights.
Don't let them jack your hair up. Come to Supreme Barbershop, where our master barbers cut it right the first time. We are a full-service barbershop offering cuts, color, eyebrow arching, straight razor, and hot towel shaves. Men, women, and children will enjoy the family-friendly atmosphere and professional service. Located at 151 Jonesboro Road, McDonough, Georgia, you can simply walk in or call us at 770-957-8474 for an appointment.
Here at Supreme Barbershop, customer service is our #1 guarantee. Without you, there'd be no me.
We wanted people to have something to sink their teeth into, and a history and story behind what we do at Jailhouse and why we do it. If you believe in the little man, small towns and big flavor, then you're one of us.
Take a walk on the wild side at Wild Wing Cafe in McDonough. Choose from 33 freshly made sauces in our kitchen to add to your wings. Or stop by for lunch and try our all-you-can-eat wing bar. If you're looking for something other than wings, choose from our large variety menu, including 100% Angus chuck burgers, salads, wraps, and more. If it's beer you want, we are fully stocked with 30 local and craft beers on tap. Watch the game on multiple TVs or enjoy our live music every weekend. We're McDonough's home for hot wings, cold beer, and good times.
So we're sitting here with JT Holt. JT, got to start with the initials. What's it stand for? Where did it come from? Who gave it to you?
Okay, my birth name, Jermaine Holt. JT come from back in the day when I used to do motorcycle street stunts. I started having a fan base from playing around the street, doing the wheelies, endos, turn around backwards, multiple stunts. And then people used to come approach me like, "Hey, Jeremy, man, that was cool. I get Jeremiah and Jamie." I was like, "How about just call me JT?" That's kind of where it started.
Jeremiah or a Jamie.
Hey, right?
And I feel him because I'm a JD, so I get it. My real name is Johnny, so most times you don't want people running up to you, "Hey, Johnny," or calling you by your first name. So how did you get involved in your career with doing stunts? What made you get drawn to that?
I used to see motorcycles. I was very fascinated with them, and then I asked my mom to get me a bike, and she said that's not happening under my roof. So in the neighborhood, there was a kid pretty much trying to rip me off, and just like, "Oh, I got a nice bike. I'll sell you for like $50." So pretty much, I cut a couple lawns. I said, "Hey, you still got that bike to sell?" So I gave him $50, and I got me a motorcycle that didn't run. I had a dishwasher job at a restaurant. And pretty much my little job, I bought my first street legal motorcycle. And once I was able to just kind of get out on my own, ride out in the street, I'm coming across guys who have bikes, and they ask if I like to join them on a ride, and so me, I'm very competitive, but there's nothing to compete with. But I was just that guy that wanted to show off. What's happening is through the years, I started just mastering my craft, where I started doing endos. Everywhere I go, like I said, wheelies, I used to turn around backwards. Next thing you know, there's guys now on the West Coast who are making videos, and they heard about me all the way on the East Coast, so they're making that phone call like, "Hey man, we'd like to feature you in our video, do a little spot." So that's where it started. Once these guys, their videos circulating around the U.S. and with my face on there, and I had a different style of riding. I was more acrobatic. And the next thing you know, I had people say, "Hey man, why don't you do your own video?" Then I talked to my distributors like, "Hey, how do I go about that?" They just say, "Buy a camera, go get some footage, we'll edit, put together for you." So they got I guess all the rights to the music and all that stuff to make it work.
And so that was the beginning of JT Holt, the stunt.
That was pretty much the beginning.
So you start out on bikes, you start making videos. How did you begin to get into other things? Because as I understand, you've done lots and lots of movies,
Absolutely.
and riding motorcycles and doing tricks on motorcycles is just one of the things in your bat belt.
Okay. Yep. So back in 2002, of course, the two main motorcycle movies that was starting to shoot was Biker Boys and Torque.
Yeah.
So therefore, you know, that time there's only a handful of brothers that get out and ride, and there's kind of a rare few that rides like me. So I had that opportunity. Well, the moment I got a phone call from a stunt coordinator, somebody dropped my name to him, like, this is the guy you would like to have in your movies. I got that phone call to go to California, and pretty much they flew me out, and I had worked on Biker Boys and jumped back and forth on both movies. And next thing you know, that was the jump start to my career.
That's JT right there.
Oh, wow.
JT,
What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Good seeing you guys again.
Good to see
Hey,
you.
you know how to make an entrance, don't you?
Hey.
We got a couple Z125s, a stand-up jet skis, some dirt bikes. What's up with the car and the truck?
The car is like an oversized, fun go-kart that's legal to ride in the street. So pretty much, the biggest task is to keep myself out of trouble with this car. Same thing with the truck. The truck, more than enough horsepower. It comes from the factory, you know, with I think 411 horsepower, but of course, you know, I wanted more, so I tacked on a supercharger.
The one that I got my own is that your little drifter you got.
I call it a big wheel. Is that a big wheel?
Yeah.
This thing
Well,
looks...
okay, this right here, it is a big wheel for big boys. You know, so pretty much how this right here has the same concept as pretty much this car when it comes to drifting. And Tim, I would like to show you a couple techniques. Then after.
Listen, I'll tell you, my experience with a big wheel goes as far as this. Extending the seat out farther as you get older and too big for it. So that's it. You put a piece of wood on it, you keep that seat going back.
This specific one is electric. So how this will work, you give it a little gas. You try to avoid spinning the front tire. It has enough torque, but you wear down your tire kind of quick. So you pretty much give it a little go, and crank it up. There we go.
That's not the big wheel I grew up with. That's nothing like the big wheel I grew up with.
So Tim?
All right, so here we go. So if anything crazy happens, guys, we're gonna say it was something else, right? Like something like I did a trick on the dirt bike or something.
So throw it out. There you go. And it's all about the counter steering.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything over here. Bob.
You did pretty good, Tim.
All right. I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think you were kind of sandbagging because you did really good.
Listen, I'm terrified of all the obstacles that's in the way. I mean,
yeah, I wouldn't even.
We got
I don't
hundreds of
even
thousands
ride.
of dollars of toys out here. We're in an outside man cave.
My heart was beating fast for you.
JT, man, thanks a lot.
It's a pleasure,
Appreciate
man.
it, man.
Quite a pleasure, man.
Glad
Quite
you guys
a pleasure.
came by.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Not all man caves have to be indoors, ain't that right, JD?
We just figured out that we have one of the best man caves of the season on the outdoors. So if you guys don't know, make sure you go check out JT Holt and all his special riding, wheelie tricks.
And he's gonna be in the new Black Panther that's out right now, ladies and gentlemen, so be sure you check him out.
Mountain Motorsports is your local power sports superstore. Check out our 50,000 square foot showroom of motorcycles, ATVs, utility vehicles, and personal watercraft. We carry your favorite brands like Can-Am, Honda, Kawasaki, KTM, Polaris, Sea-Doo, Suzuki, Victory, Yamaha, and so much more. Looking for pre-owned? Mountain Motorsports has over 1 million to choose from. With a 96% finance approval rate, you can be riding today. Come in and see our wide selection of parts and accessories, or bring your ride to our in-house service center. Visit us at 899 Irish Drive, Southeast Conyers, Georgia, or mmsconyers.com.
Take your cooking experience to a whole new level with Big Green Egg. Create mouth-watering dishes and encounter flavors like never before. At Upchurch Fence, you will find big green eggs and all of the accessories you will need to get grilling, roasting, smoking, and baking. Stop by today at 2363 Highway 42 North Jenkinsburg, Georgia, and start enjoying the ultimate cooking experience.
I mean, I'm in a building with millions of dollars in inventory. And when I say inventory, I mean like Ferraris and some of the rarest, most exotic cars on the planet. And I had been talking to some people saying like, hey man, do you mind if I sit in it? Can I just get behind the wheel, get an idea? Like, no. Like, they won't even let you touch it. And they have signs everywhere. Look, don't touch. So I look across the convention center and I see this thing and I'm like, oh, there we go. I definitely am gonna be able to do that. Man, I get over there and it's really a training simulator for professional race car drivers. It is in live time, laser track, whatever that means. You just like, this is the real track.
This is our Apex 3. The number designates the amount of motion, so it's a roll, pitch, and yaw unit, so Apex 3.
Now, is yaw, is that a country word? Yaw? What's yaw?
No, not yaw. That would be a South Georgia thing, right? Yaw would be the twisting and the oversteer sensation at the rotational axis of the car. So, you know, as you can see in this unit, everything is at this center point, XYZ axis. So the center of mass needs to stay there just for what would happen, replicate a real car in real life. And the controls on this one are a little bit more sophisticated than the Apex 1. That one has a consumer grade products on it. This is more Simcraft sourced products. Like this is an advanced servo motor force feedback wheel. And this combination we offer at $6,000 as opposed to an $800 combo for that Fanatic wheel that you can get online through Fanatic.
Do I have to be a pro driver, maybe signed by a team, someone in development? Or could anyone buy one of these rigs and get it set up in their man cave?
Yeah, we make products for the enthusiast, to the track day person, to pro drivers. So whether you want a toy for boys' night or girls' night or whatever you want to call it, we build these to order. Typically the lead time is about 4 weeks or so, sometimes up to 6 weeks. When we're at shows like this, we normally get an influx of orders just because people see our technology and they fall in love with it immediately. So lead time escalates a little bit more, but for the most part, it's about a month turn time.
You have race teams. You're sponsoring teams. There are race teams that have your machines in their facilities.
We do. We have a couple of NASCAR teams, Joe Gibbs Racing being one of them, JGL Racing be another one in the Xfinity Series. I know Denny Hamlin has one at his house. We did his installation in his entertainment area. And then we have affiliations with Wayne Taylor Racing. We sponsor them. This is a live online session where you can work on your racecraft against other people. So if you notice, you're not the only one on this track. Before, you were testing all by yourself. But more importantly, not only can you learn tracks, but you can get your fix that you might be itching for to get live racing going on and be on track with 10, 15, 20 other people and, you know, take the green and go all the way to the checker just like you would in real life. I mean, if you want, just, you know, you can see all these other people out here, but go ahead and give it a little start, and we're going to lock you in here. Matt, if you want to lock him in, and just be mindful of the traffic out there. This is the Skip Barber race.
If I hit them,
if you hit them, you might get them upset, but more importantly, you're going to damage your vehicle. So go ahead and give it some gas. The racing line is on there, so you can see the direction in which you need to go. But these other cars out there are real people, so you can work on your racecraft. You know, there's online competitions where they have full fields of NASCARs and full fields of sports cars, Formula One cars, where there's online championships, and these people compete for prizes and championships accordingly. So as Tim goes around Watkins Glen, this is the Cup course. He's just in the Skip Barber Racing Formula 2000 car, but there are probably, you know, 20 other people on track right now. So if he comes up on some other people, they'll pass him. They will draft with him. And it's a chance that if he does come up and work on his passing, he'll be able to set someone up and go into a passing zone and really work on his racecraft.
You got your steering wheel, you have your brake, accelerator, your shifter, but the roll cage around you, you feel every curve, every blade of grass, every single thing you can imagine. So very quickly, as soon as you set out, your mind gets tricked and you feel like you're in it for real, as opposed to it's a monitor surrounding me, the one in the front and some on the sides. You quickly get caught up in it and forget that this is virtual reality and not actually reality.
So not only is it versatile that you can train, learn tracks on your own, go full brake here, get yourself in there, car's going to rotate a little bit. And the good thing is, if you don't know the track, we have the driving line on, so you can kind of get used to where the track is going to go and not have to worry about, oh, am I going to put this in the wall and wreck my $100,000, $400,000, $500,000 race car, whatever you want to call it. And this just happens to be an online session hosted by one of the other iRacers. And there's a good 15 to 20 people in here. Okay, so go full stop. Red button, 3 seconds. You're going to turn your wheel to your left. There you go. And instead of stroking a check, you just reset the car and you got a brand new car.
I'm like on the brakes, stiffening up, but it's really hard to describe. The whole entire thing moves, so you feel like you hit a wall.
Home Recreation is your premier supplier for stylish pool tables, jukeboxes, arcades, and pinball machines for the ultimate in-home entertainment. Make your holiday plans legendary. Home Rec, your relaxation destination.
Excuse me, store. Where did you get that bow tie from? It's crooked. That's right. That's right.
Are you tired of searching for the perfect bow tie or necktie? You deserve style without breaking the bank. TNN Bow Ties and Apparel offers an exceptional and diverse selection of neckwear just for you. Looking for the ideal neck accessory for that next business meeting? Trying to figure out what to wear for the formal occasion quickly approaching? You found it. TNN Bow Ties and Apparel is your one-stop shop for neckwear, aimed to give you that dressy appeal or the casual look. You choose. Our options include both men and boys accessories. Dress your young gentleman up for all to see. It's time the wardrobe got straightened up with style and purpose. Shop online at tnbowties.com. That's tnbowties.com.
Get style with us. TNN Bow Ties and Apparel with style meets purpose.
Ride in style with a first-class look of luxury with Elite Events Limousine. Our limos and party buses are the perfect fit for your wedding, prom, date night out, birthday, airport transportation, or any occasion. Our professional drivers are highly trained and ready to make your next ride memorable. Call us today at 470-344-1634 or reserve online at eliteeventslimousine.com.
I love to cook for people. I'd always wanted to have a restaurant, so I said, I'm going to chase what I love. That's what I love about barbecue. It's a time where people come together, and we're celebrating the 4th of July every day with these ribs.